I'm back with another cool Lizard Tech video on the OnePlus One camera testing, so let's do it to it. This is what the camera looks like when you launch it. You get to go through many filters with several other shooting modes. And those of you guys who remember, the reason why I bought this phone was for the 4K recording. When I saw their own test videos on YouTube, I thought they looked great, but I had to test them out for myself to see if it's really that good, if it hasn't been enhanced. A lot of people can edit and make it sound and look a lot better. So I'm not gonna do anything special, adding better color corrections or enhancing the video. This is gonna be just a straight edit to cut out scenes I don't want. I'm gonna give you the best of it, but it's not like I'm cutting out the worst of it anyway. As I go through the settings, you see you got Ultra HD, which is the only testing I've done because I don't care about the 1080p, I just want that 4K, so this is what I'm here for. So let me show you a quick sample before I go into the tripod. Well, actually, that depends if I'm able to render in 4K on my Sony Vegas Pro 11. Either way, the 4K should be looking a lot better than 1080p. It does not have optical image stabilization, so the videos do come out shaky, and I kind of figured that would happen, but that's why I wanted to do tripod testings rather than just having handheld. So in the next clips, you're going to see it on my tripod, which is very steady, and you can see the clarity just come out in each video. This one I was moving a little bit on it, but it does look a lot better when you're not moving the whole entire phone camera. And keep in mind, I am in a very sunny environment, and that's going to be really where the OnePlus One camera shines. Super bright outside, and that's what makes almost every camera look the best out of any time, unless they're like super low light enhanced and expensive stuff like that. While I was reviewing the video as I edit, I really did like the color production. And if you listen back to the audio, it's a little low, but it's crisp sound. I didn't talk, but you can still hear the bushes, and you can hear the birds chirping. As I live next to the airport, you can hear those planes fly all day. It really does brighten up all the areas that I would like. It makes it stand out more, like pop, without me having to put filters on. I know that I left it on HDR mode for pictures, but I'm not sure if that even counts for doing video. But then when I start going into a little bit low light situations, it starts getting really noisy where it looks really grainy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to produce that today because I have very limited time and I wanted to get this video out. But indoors, it looks really grainy, and if it's not bright enough, it's gonna make your quality look kind of crappy, honestly. And I noticed when it's on autofocus, I don't know if that's a 4K feature that it doesn't want to focus, as in the depth of field, like if I move something closer, it doesn't want to focus. It stays fixed where I last was focused at. I had to take it off autofocus and put it on continuous picture, and that started working. But on my phone, since it's trying to focus on the glare background and on the display, it just kept womping the camera. But that wasn't entirely a big problem because I could just have the focus stay on one spot and my object would be at the same spot, so it wouldn't need to keep getting focus. It would just be in focus all the time at that exact distance. So I showed you videos on a tripod, so what does it look like when you're holding it? And I'm going to do left and right panning real quick, you know, just in case someone's trying to record it themselves. Obviously this is not what I want it for. The bit rate is a little low and it's still shaky, but it still has that good clear image to it because it is a 4K camera after all. It's going to be better than the 1080p. Now what do you guys think about 4K? Is it a thing that you need to care about? Is it too soon? Nobody's really into it right now. I know I want to get into it because it's the future. So I'm doing this for you so I have better material to, you know, make videos with. And I think a lot of us always like to get those macro shots because we get too close to objects and we want to get that microscopic type of look to it. So I wanted to test out how close I can get with this OnePlus One camera. And I got pretty close, closer than my Sony Nex5R can get without getting out of focus. But just because you can get closer doesn't mean that you're getting much better quality. It could be a matter of opinion, and you can be your own judge on that. But now let's check out the slow motion on 120 frames per second. As you see, we got a blue heeler dog who is waiting to go outside. He's trying to be obedient, and he doesn't go until my command. But I'm moving at normal speed, opening the door, so that's just, and he books it out of there. So you can see the force. He runs out and he grabs his toy. And when he comes back, that's the, I think it's in 720p for 120 frames per second that you can record in. And it looks pretty good. It's not the best. It's not I have seen better, but it's okay, you know. Maybe by now you're probably wondering, how do still photos look like on this 13 megapixel camera? But first, let me take a selfie where I'm using the front 5 megapixel camera on these 3 pictures with my face in it. And so now let's get back to the rear facing camera, and these are pretty much right out of the box taking pictures. And then this part where I show my roommate the phone and he goes to the camera immediately and takes a picture of me. I didn't know he was gonna do that, but it came out really bad. But my room is not well lit. But like I said, outdoor pictures turn out really good. I don't know what to compare it to exactly. I can go to my Nexus 5, but we all know the Nexus 5 camera isn't the best unless you're taking pictures all the time in HDR, which I always do. But no doubt the OnePlus One has better features, so you can mess around with more settings, so you can get better exposure, control the shutter speed, action mode on there. And I realized that I was taking every picture in HDR, so I put it back on auto, and you can see the differences where the HDR makes it look a lot more vivid. And I honestly always leave it on high dynamic range. Not always does HDR make every photo look better. Sometimes, like the fruit right here looks really good colored the way it is, but then when you do an HDR, it kind of makes it look a lot darker, and that way, you know, it depends. So what's my final verdict on the camera testing? I would have to say it's better than my Nexus 5, but it's not enough for me to say this is the type of recording I want to use for the rest of my videos, because I was crazy enough to think that I can replace an actual camera with a phone, because phone cameras are getting so much better. And I said to myself, instead of having to carry instead of having to carry a digital camera around because I can't fit it in my pocket, where you have a compact camera in your pocket to record really great videos if you needed to. And that's what I was looking for. Today I realized that it's not there yet. For me, I really like the audio recording. The phone was really fast. It does need optical image stabilization. It sure isn't the best camera, but anyone who wants to get a $350 phone with this kind of quality performance, you're in for a deal. Alrighty, thank you for joining. I'm the Cool Loser, and as always, like, subscribe if you haven't for more future videos, as I'm gonna get back to the best apps and games pretty soon. So until next time, I will see you later.